Hello and welcome to Pride of London Fan TV. Ali here bringing you my review of the game at Selhurst Park, which of course finished in a frustrating 1-1 draw. But I would like to start my video with tendering an apology because in the preview of the game I did refer to Brighton Stadium as the IMAX, not the AMAX. And I realised that could be insulting to IMAX cinemas. You know, the big IMAX cinema in London, the 3D one where you get the glasses. I apologise to IMAX cinemas because, of course, the atmosphere in there is much better than the plastic, soulless one in Brighton Stadium, the AMAX. Anyway, let's get into the game, and I will start, as I always do, with Roy's rating, followed by the man of the match and the ref rating too. I'm going to give Roy a 5. I think the team selection, none of us could really argue with a team selection. I think actually on social media, the Palace fans were buzzing with that team selection. We were pretty optimistic going into the game. But I did say before the game that the big if was using Eze off the bench, and I agreed with the omission of Eze from the 11. He didn't get in my 11 that I selected in my preview, but I said the big if was if Roy would use him, and of course he didn't. I felt that if Eze comes on in games in the 60th and 70th minute, like at the point today when we were 1-0 up and Brighton just kept coming and coming at us for what seemed like an eternity, he could bring us something different in our style and allow us to take the team to the game to the opposition. But of course, Eze remained on the bench. We made a few subs, baffling subs to be honest. I thought taking Jeffrey Schlupp off was criminal. I thought Schlupp had a really good game. And again, Roy's in-game management and negative style rears its ugly head. I just feel we'll do enough this season to stay up. It just feels very dull, very uninspiring. We'll get the job done, which is important because we can't afford to be relegated in these times with no fans in, losing matchday revenue. It would be really dangerous for the club to get relegated. And he is a safe pair of hands to steer us over that line. It's just going to be one big, boring journey to that line. It will be like a car journey where you're not allowed to stop off on the way at the service stop for a Mackie D's. And some might argue that Ronald Mcdonald might do a better job than Roy right now. But it is what it is. We will stay up, but just in a dull fashion. I think that game was there to be won today. I mean, Brighton had however many shots and goal, and they scored by a deflected shot. I mean, they were going to score at some point if we just sit back for, as I said, what felt like an eternity. And even Brighton fans themselves are saying that they're not clinical enough. If we'd actually pushed on and brought the game to Brighton a little bit, we could have won it, but no. I mean, we ended the game. At one point we were playing with Wilf as a lone striker. It was just ridiculous. But you know, it is what it is with Roy. Like I said. I mean, he got a point, mate. He seemed quite happy with it at the end, and it's not a bad point. And he will get us over the line. We will stay up, but it feels for me a bit like the Peter Taylor era. Okay, we're in the Premier League. We're a much better team than the Peter Taylor era, but you just know every time you turn up, it's going to be negative football. So that's where we're at. I don't see it changing. I think the only change will be at the end of the season when I think at that point we won't renew Roy's contract. I think that the board obviously see him as a safe pair of hands in these times, which he is. But I don't see a lot of excitement along the way. I mean, get to the FA Cup in January. Is Roy the sort of maverick in the cups to win games, knockout games? Probably not. We're probably going to finish somewhere between 11th and 16th, and it will be what it will be. I mean, you're clearly frustrated if you're someone like Wilfried Zaha playing in that style of football. And Wilf did look frustrated today. I don't think it was Wilf's best game, and I thought actually Brighton marked him pretty well out of the game. So Roy gets a 5 from me. Going on to man of the match, I thought Jairo Riddlewald had an outstanding game, and he is my man of the match. Some of the best use of a football in the middle of the park in terms of passing and the retention I've seen since Kabai's days. So he's my man of the match. Special mentions too for Kiate, an absolute warrior. I thought Schlupp had a good game. As I said, I didn't agree with him going off. Some people saying that maybe it was match fitness, but I think when you're 1-0 up at that point against your rivals, you allow the player to see it through and just play through whatever, because we needed to get over the line, which we didn't in the end in terms of a victory. So man of the match, though, is Jairo Riddlewald, one of the promising things of today. And then ref rating, I'm going to give the ref a 10 for his absolutely brilliant decision to award the penalty. Very naive defending from the Brighton defender. And a good penalty shout. I think Batshuayi's goal was offside. That was a bright spot. I mean, Batshuayi, that was a great finish. The ball from Ridderwald was superb, and that shows some sort of promise that there is some good football in us. But all in all, a frustrating day for us. Hopefully, we need to follow this up now with a win against Fulham if we're going to sort of move away from the troubled areas of the table. But it is what it is. I said before the game that I think Roy needed not just a result, but a performance today. And in the end, I don't think he really got either. So what do you think, as always, in your comments? What are you thinking about Roy Ball? And what did you agree with my man of the match? And anything else? What would you do? Some people saying they would change Roy. I don't think I would at this stage. I think I get the board stance. It's a safe pair of hands in these troubled times, but it's not going to be fun along the way. And I will see you next week for the Fulham game. Hopefully some more entertainment. As always, if you liked what you watched, subscribe and leave some comments below on your own thoughts.